it's me, Renee. I'm back. So, as you can see, this is a book haul. I don't know at this point in time I'm going to do several parts of this book haul. I might do more because it's not a huge book haul. I know I'm probably going to get some books soon, but yeah, anyway, I kind of want to film this so I can put them in my shelf. And yeah, so first we have Lingo by Gaston Doran. So this I had earlier for my history non-fiction challenge. I've talked about this book before. Then I had it order it. I had borrowed it from the library. I didn't finish it, but I kind of want to finish it, and I got I think maybe I got halfway through it. I didn't get halfway through it, but I got like a bit into it. But I didn't enjoy it very much. I did enjoy it very much, so I bought it. And yeah, it's a book, non-fiction book about languages in Europe and like different aspects with them. And yeah, it's just like each chapter part. Yeah, it's a chapter. Well, sorry, each part. No, yeah, it's chapter. Each chapter is kind of about one language. But like some of them are like the language, like how that language travels from that part of Europe to other part of Europe. Some languages about like how this language is unique in that way, and yeah, so it's all kinds of different takes on languages. And yeah, I'm into languages, so yeah, this is something I'm very fascinated by and interested in. And yeah, then we have A Golden Fury by Samantha Coho. So this was actually on my anticipated reads of last year, but I kind of wanted to wait to like see if I can find a paperback because that's my preferred editions. But I never really saw it in paperback. I suppose maybe now it's released. Maybe like it's announced. A Golden Fury is now out in November in paperback, and of course I've gotten the hardback now. But if not, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I saw it like a few times. A few people talked about it last year on BookTube, but not a lot of people. So maybe it felt a bit forgotten. It is historical and like alchemist based, and I think it's a standalone. So I suppose that might be like a bit weird. Like, of maybe people like to latch on to and like very much enjoy series, so like trilogies or duologies and something that's part of something. This is a whole new book. It's also a debut book, so yeah. But what I really enjoy though, you see here all kinds of fun symbols, and then also here on the front is carved in malediction and alchemiste. So I just love that. Very, very cool. And oh yeah, it just looks cool. And yeah, it's about yeah, it's about alchemy. Someone trying to make gold, and yeah, it sounds interesting. I didn't know this before lately, but supposedly it's written by a Christian author, so it's clean. But yeah, I suppose that probably just means that it's no sex scenes. I don't think that's kind of gonna be very preachy. That's kind of what my first thought, but yeah. Yeah. So this is kind of historical fantasy based YA, and yeah, I want to get to it soon. Though with my half-ish fantasy slump, I don't know, but maybe I'll get it soonish. And like it's not complete. It's not complete. It's like mixed fantasy. It's historical and fantasy. So maybe I've been like reading more historical lately. So yeah. Anywho, and then we have The Vanished Birds by Simon Jimenez. So this is time travel. It's science fiction, but time travel. So all the time travel I need. I saw this recommended by God. I can't remember. I think it was Jesse from Bowties and Books. But I think it was someone else as well. It was someone who talked about this on a TBR they had. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna find it because I'm pretty sure I have like the person saved my phone like the yeah. I'm gonna find it and link it. And yeah. So this is a woman out of place and outside of time, broken by his past. Now he is united, unhunted. She has found him. Decades of travel through the stars, condensed into mere months for Nia Imani, the captain of a transport ship contracted to the Imani Company. She lives only for the next paycheck, until the day she meets a mysterious boy fallen from the sky. And that just sounds so cool. Usually sci-fi for me is more movies, not books. But yeah, this sounds very cool. So yeah. And also title, I'm always, always, always up for it. Then we have Afterlove by Tanya Byrne. So this was a book I actually kind of just found just randomly looking actually in the bookstore. Often I randomly just look online, but now I found it in a bookstore. It's about a love story between a human and a ghost. And no, it's actually about a reaper and a ghost. I do know it's a love story between one person's alive and one's dead, and it's a female, and yeah, that just sounds angsty and nice, and yeah, I'm here for it. Then we have She-Hulk, the complete collection. So I can be wanting to read She-Hulk for, well, I was about to say a few years now, not a few years, but like these last few months, because I know this going to be a She-Hulk TV series on Disney Plus. And also She-Hulk, I've heard that she breaks the fourth wall a bit and she's kind of like Deadpool-ish. Well, she broke the fourth wall before Deadpool. And yeah, I've loved Deadpool, so I'm into this. So I kind of wanted to find a She-Hulk comic to read. And first I kind of thought like, okay, maybe I should just ask the cashier like which She-Hulk do you can recommend, because there's a lot of them. I ended up just buying this because I was a bit shy that day, and also it's a complete collection, and it wasn't that. Uh, it was a bit pricey, but yeah, it's complete collection. So yeah, you have a lot of it in one. Often, like you need more stories to get into something, and now you have one collection. That's cool, isn't it? Yeah, I'm thinking, yeah, gonna enjoy this. Hopefully, and yeah. And then we have the Dating Playbook by Farrell. So this is the second book in this companion series by Farrell. And it's the second book in the, what's the word again? They have a title. I cannot. It's called. I don't know. The Dating Playbook series. So the first one is called the Dating Boyfriend Project. And I mean, I think this series has a name. I'm just like, yeah, at the moment. So yeah, and yeah, so this came out earlier this year. It's an adult romance, black love, and also that guy is an athlete and she's a personal trainer. So yeah, interesting. Usually I'm not that into books about athletes, but like this is by that author, and I love the first book. So yeah, I had to buy this book as well. So yeah. And then we have Hang in the Moon by Alexandria Belfleur. So this is the second book in the Written in the Stars series. So this is about the boyfriend, about the brother of one of the persons from the first book, and also the second book. So there's gonna be a third book anyway. That's coming up next year. I'm not sure if there's gonna be a fourth. I suppose it might be, maybe. Like at this point in time, there's gonna be 3 books, and I loved Written in the Stars. So yeah, very very excited to read this book. Just so swoony and lovely and beautiful cover, and yeah. Then we have The State of Grace by Rachel Lucas. So this is YA. It's YA. The protagonist is called Grace, and she's autistic. And it's kind of slice of life contemporary book about her struggling with, well, living with autism. I suppose might be struggling, but yeah, living with autism and her day-to-day life. It's not a long book. It's 270 pages, but yeah, I kind of like to read some autistic books here and there. So yeah. And then we have a book that you've seen lately. It is Curse of the Spectre Queen by Jenny Eldermore. So this supposedly actually it's the first in the series. It says here one, and it says Samantha Fox 1 on online. And yeah, it's been described as Indiana Jones, but like female. And yeah, so far I'm enjoying it. I've started slightly. So I'm at the second chapter. I'm enjoying it now. I have some thoughts, like some comments, gripes-ish, but I am enjoying it. And yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna, well, it's not, so far it's not DNF, but yeah, and the cover is very nice. And yeah. And then also we have an arc of the Strange Worlds travel agency, or in Norwegian, Fremmedstedt Reisebyrå. This is the second book in the Strange Worlds travel agency. It's a middle grade series. Second book came out lately, came out just a few months ago, and the last book is coming out. Well, last book is coming out in English this fall, not mistaken, and then it's coming out in Norwegian next year. And yeah, I enjoyed the first book. I think I'm going to enjoy this as well. I didn't love the first book, but I did enjoy it. So I'm kind of curious to see like how this world continues and the story continues, and also like the cover is so beautiful, so nice, and yeah, doesn't have any cool stuff here. No, it doesn't. But yeah, still, and yeah, and that's my little book haul for right now. We'll see, maybe I'll add to it, like this haul or not. But yeah, bye. So yeah, as I suspected, I have more books to haul. Yeah, you think I might stop buying so many books, but yeah, that's gonna take a time before I learn that lesson, before I do that, and yeah, yeah. So here, some more books. So I got this one during the weekend. And like I saw the cover and thought, oh, the title looks cool and stuff. But then when I got home, I looked like a bit inside and thought like, oh, maybe you're not my cup of tea. Maybe you are. But I still kind of want to give it a go. And yeah, it is Monster She Wrote, a woman who pioneered horror and speculative fiction. So like because of the undertitle, because it says a woman who pioneered horror and speculative fiction, I thought like, oh, this is for me. So I don't like horror, but I like speculative fiction, which is a fancy way of saying fantasy. But then I looked inside and I looked like a lot of it was like horror based, and I'm like, oh. But like then again, this is a non-fiction book, so it's more about the authors and like their lives. It's not like, I don't really think this book is going to be that scary, really. So I think you can easily read this, even if I don't really like horror stories. So yeah, and also the cover is just very beautiful. So yeah, I'm gonna hopefully it's still up my alley. And I suppose if I don't like it, I can give it to charity. No worries. I mean, that's what happens. Like you win some, you lose some, really. I found. I got 3 books earlier this week, like before. This week, before the other books. So I got The House of the Cerulean Sea by KJ, by T.J. Klune. So I heard everyone talk about this book so much, but then for a long time it was outsold, like in all the bookstores. And I actually started this actually in audiobook, but I didn't really like the audiobook narrator at all. But also like the cover is so beautiful, so like I kind of want to own like this cover just simply for the cover. But yeah, I kind of also heard lots of good things about it, so I think I'm gonna like it as well. And yeah, I bought it. Then we have The Cat Who Saved Books by Suzuki Natsukawa. So this is like a second-hand bookstore where there's a cat who saves some books somehow. I'm not quite sure like exactly what it is, but it's around that. And yeah, it's originally in Japanese, so it's kind of fun to have something translated. And yeah. Then we have A Mast of June by P. Jelly Clark. So I heard lots of good things about this book. Haven't gotten to it yet. Just bought it, so I thought, oh, I saw the bookstore, like, you know what, I'm gonna buy you. And so I did. So yeah, these 3 books. I'm thinking also I might get a few more books later this week, so I'm gonna wait a bit before like I wrap up, before like close this book haul. So yeah, see you soon. Maybe not, but yeah, soonish. Hey, it's me, Renee, and I have more books to haul. Surprise, surprise! As you know, this is part of a longer haul. I think I probably won't stop this after this clip because it's getting quite long. I mean, after a while, I kind of have to stop. But yeah, I have more books. It's starting to be like, yeah, where I'm gonna put the books now? But I'm probably gonna get another bookshelf because, yeah. Well, I suppose also I have one bookshelf that's not full, so I should put stuff there as well. So, yeah, yeah. And yeah, let's show you some books. First, randomly, as you usually don't really have an order. Me and my beauty, me and my stillness. Yeah, you my stillness, better. First, we have The Good Girlfriend's Guide to Getting Even. It came out this year. It's supposed to be for fans of Sophie Kinsella and wickedly funny. So yeah, I mean, sometimes you need something romantic and funny. This is what that is. It's adult romance romcom, and yeah. Then we have It Started with a Tweet, another funny romcom. That's oh yeah, it's actually the same author. Now, okay, I bought both these ones quite a while ago. I'm not quite sure why I bought these two, but these two by the same author. So I'm assuming that someone said this also offers really good. Maybe I just randomly bought them too, both these two. I don't know, but yeah, they look cool. So yeah. Then we have blah, 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 blah. Don't Tell the Groom by Annabelle as well. So it's sort of the um Annabelle book haul at this point at least. But yeah, this is another adult rom-com and also very cool cover. It's set around a wedding, and yeah. Then we have 2 arcs actually. So and also both of these are Norwegian, so turn your eye away because they're not that interesting for you guys, but maybe you want to see it. Anyway, so first one is Cinder Psykologen. So this is a humorous book set around therapy. So it's set in a small town where so it starts with someone being outside the therapist office, egging the walls because the therapist is being stupid, at least in that person's mind. At this moment, a colleague of that person is walking, and then she trips, and then she gets asked, "Do you want to egg it as well?" And then she thinks, "What the hell?" So that's kind of how it starts, and yeah, it just sounds very funny. It says here therapy rage romance. And yeah, I read a book by this author before and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, heard very good things about this one. Then we have Tuna by Andreas Veje Rosvold. This is actually a debut book. It's a book set in the music environment. It's been called a fun band novel, written with very vividly and good narration. And yeah, that looked interesting. Then we have, give me a moment. Blub blub. The Air Affair by who it is again? Heather Cox and Jessica Morgan. So this is the sequel to the first book was called To the Royal We, which I devoured last year. Yeah, last year. Very much enjoyed. So excited to get this book. Also, beautiful blue cover. I really enjoyed it. Also, if anyone in Hollywood is watching this, what is happening with this movie? Why has nothing happened? I mean, get your butts together and do it. Fix it. Yeah. And then Star Daughter by Sveta Takrar. So this is actually inspired by Stardust, the movie that came out around 10 years ago, 10 plus years ago, but also Indian mythology. And yeah, so this is the protagonist, Shital. Her dad is a star, so she's basically a star daughter, and kind of rolls around that in a way. And yeah, very excited to get this one. Also, beautiful cover. And then we have The Curie Society by Adam Straffone, Heather Einhorn, Janet Harvey, and who's the last person? Sonia Liao. So this, I'm not quite sure if this is the first in the series. Might be. Anyway, it's girl power. I'm just gonna say the old-fashioned word, but yeah, it's a girl power story of these four characters solving crimes with science. And yeah, I think they're spies or they're detectives, one of those. And yeah, just sounds so cool. So yeah. The Personal Librarian by Marie Benedict and Victoria Christopher Murray. So this is the story about J.P. Morgan's personal librarian, Belle da Costa Green, the Black American woman who was forced to hide true identity and pass as white to leave a lasting legacy and enrich our nation. Well, our nation. Your nation. But yeah, it's not my nation. But yeah, it's a story about librarians. It's a story about secrets, stuff like that. So I need to read it. So yeah, it's a long book, like tall book I meant. But yeah, very excited to get this one. And then The Royals Next Door by Karina Hale. So I saw this on Isis from Happy for Now's channel about upcoming reads, and this looks so nice. It's a romcom based around royals, and has very nice, cute, nice cover. And yeah, so yeah, so now I have quite a few rom-coms if I want to read those if I'm in the mood for those, which I've been quite a lot lately. So I have a lot of those. So yeah. Yes, you can ask yourself, Renee, why don't you use the library? Well, the library have some books, but the library doesn't really have that many rom-coms, so then buy them. You might think, that's it. No. I went, as I said in the last video, well, I'm not sure if last video, but yeah, in a video a few weeks ago, I just recently been to Oslo, the capital. So of course I had to go to Elfland, which is a big nerd store. It's a nerd store because they sell both board games, books, mangas, merchandise, all the stuff. So it's not just fantasy books, but also all the stuff that a nerd can enjoy. Me myself, I mostly go there for books, but I also like board games now and then. And yeah, I found a few books there. Found. So yeah, I bought a few books there, which I'm gonna show you now. So first we have Beloved Like Magic by Lisel Sambori. So this is Black Girl Magic. It's also urban fantasy, which yay, I just love urban fantasy. And yeah, I'm not quite sure if this is the first a series of standalone, but I do know it's kind of the promise is that. Okay, I'm gonna read the back here. To stay my family's magic, I must destroy my first love. I never wanted to be a killer, but I am a Thomas witch. We suffer and we survive. So yeah, she has to destroy her first love, which is just like, I mean, I really like that pitch. So yeah, it's a bit chunky and it's hardcover, but I didn't find it in paperback. Probably not out yet in paperback. So, but I want to read it so much. I was also in a bit weird, like, Renee, why are you buying more fantasy books when you're still slightly in a fantasy slump? I don't know, because I am, because I do. I don't have an answer. But yeah, I have it now. So excited. Also, post um I'll post pictures from the bookstore just before this clip. After. I'm not quite sure. Might be might be before. Anyway, there'll be pictures so you can enjoy some of the fun as well. Then we have Hextz by Julia Tufts. So I found this randomly in the store, haven't heard about it at all. But it's blurred by Kate Weston, so I thought, oh. So it's urban fantasy set in London with witches. Now, I don't know if this is a standalone or first in series, but I do know it's set in England and with witches. And there's both humors and witches, was like, yes, give it to me, give it to me, give So yeah, this one I have high hopes. So hopefully it won't let me down. So yeah. Then we have the unbeatable squirrel girl. It doesn't say, but it's a bind up of some of her because you see, it's kind of huge. So it's a bind up of some of the stories in that series. I think I imagine. Well, it says in the back here. It's from 2015. So this might, maybe this kind of is some stories of our own. I don't know. Anyway, it's Squirrel Girl. I'm just become such a fangirl of her so fast, and I love it so much. And yeah, I had to buy it. Did I buy it slightly because I touched it, and for the clone times I have to buy it? Yes, but it's also like Squirrel Girl. So yeah, I have it. I have it. Then we have a book that another book that I didn't know about before I saw it. But it's Here's Adrift. Beautiful cover. It is. What do you think it is? I mean, bite. Does it have bitches? Does it have Atlantis? Eldorado? No. It has time travel. So it is science fiction, but it's time travel. So yeah, just love it so much. On the back it says she's linked to a hole in time and chosen by fate to prevent a terrible war. Tumbling through Paris' turbulent past and future, Hallie changes the world and falls in love. But with every trip, she loses a little of herself, and every chance she makes ripples through time until the future she's trying to save suddenly looks nothing like what she hoped for. So yeah, interesting. This cover and time travel, yeah, just also Paris, Perry, Perry, Perry. Also, actually, I just discovered a time travel series on Disney Plus. Find Me in Perry or Find Me in Paris. So I didn't start watching the episode, but like so it was new. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna watch you later. So that's cool. So yeah, quite excited for that. And then, my dear friends, I have something I haven't done here in forever at all. I'm not quite sure. Not something I haven't done in a while, at least. It's an unboxing. So I work in a bookstore. Buy most of my books from there. Find some books other places sometimes. So I haven't really bought that much online lately, last few years. But there's some books that aren't really available unless you find them. Unless you find them. Used. So I went to Better World Books, and now I actually ordered some books. Well, Better World Books last year. Didn't get them for some weird reason, but now I got one of them. So yay! So let's see which one this is. Let me just see which unbox it. Really, okay, doesn't really help. Okay, I'm just gonna. Okay, this is kind of stuck. Okay. Boom. Okay, wait, isn't it? Ordered 4 books. 2 of them are books I read but I don't own, so I kind of wanted to own them. And 2 of them are new books. So yeah, which one is this? Ah, remember Jamie Baker? So this ties up my Jamie Baker series that I have up there. The first 2 books. So this is a trilogy. It's a superhero trilogy, and it's just written very coolly. It's not like revolutionary, but it's quite fun and delightful. So yeah, now I have the last book, and book number 2 ended on quite a cliffhanger. So yeah, excited to read this one. Definitely. Yeah. And yeah, that's my book haul. And yeah, as I said, I think I'm probably gonna end it here. It's not unlikely. I'll buy more books soon, but I'm thinking I'm gonna end this one here, and then I'll just kind of start a new video. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed these books I've showed you. If you have any thoughts on these, please let me know. If you want to say something else in the comments, that's good. Please do. And I'll see you soon.